Welcome into a Wednesday reminder. New episodes of Sports City Nation come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And this I'm excited for. We got NFL football coming, and this is the first time that Marisa and Alex are in the wild together. So we'll see how that goes. This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome in. NFL is here. We are stoked. And so I brought my pals, Alex Marino, the brother from another mother, and Marisa from Sports Uncorked. What is up, fam? I want to get into the NFL. Marisa, I'll start with you because I know that you grew up in your family and everything, Bills country. So are you, but I know you're more diehard for Alabama football. I get that. I try my darndest to not hold it against you all that much. But I will ask, are you Bills Mafia then, or how does that work as far as the NFL? Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna get into some storylines. I want to ask Alex. Reminder first to follow Marisa and her best gal pal Rachel. Sports Uncorked. New episodes come out on Friday, and then for fantasy football, you don't need to follow this guy, this guy, this guy, all these different people. You just follow Alex, and that's it. He's got you covered. He goes live all the time, gets you all the updates, the sleepers, all that jazz. He's your guy. So Alex, I want to ask you, what storyline do you want to get into first? And that is like either the most exciting for you, just as a football fan, or the most juicy.
Well, you know what? I am just so excited for Thursday. Like that's all my brain is really
It's
on. Like right now is Thursday, and there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there who, like as of right now, they got the pom poms out. They're getting ready. Nothing bad has happened. They're still undefeated and in first place in the entire NFL as of right now. Um, I think the Eagles are just going to put a whooping on them and like just run the ball
But they
all.
usually do. Look at last year. Do you know what the combined score when, okay, as we all know, when you play your division, you play each team twice, one home, one away, and they got boat raced both games. The collective score was like 80-32, something crazy when they played. So, like, what, if anything, be honest, has it gotten better for the Cowboys or worse? And you don't have Micah Parsons. So, if anything, I feel like your situation's gotten worse. Philadelphia only has more confidence. They only won a little thing called the Super Bowl. So, like, they're obviously confident. The game is in Philadelphia. What are we talking about? It's over a touchdown. They are favored by more than a touchdown. Do you know how often that does not happen in the NFL, that you're supposed to win by more than a touchdown? That doesn't happen. And for opening week, look, Alex got me started. Like, okay,
Yeah.
let's keep going with the NFC East. Marisa, I want to ask you, do you like Jaden Daniels? And no, I already know you think he's cute, I'm sure. That's not what I'm asking. It's the Giants. It's the Giants. Yeah. Now, in the NFC East though, do you see, not just this week. I'm saying we're giving some predictions for the whole year. All right. So I'm curious, do you agree with me that as far as the hierarchy, it goes the Eagles, Commanders. I'm going to go, I guess I'll go Cowboys, and the Giants will bring in the rear. Okay, I saw your face. You disagree? You think the Cowboys are going to bring up the rear? Look, I would love that. I love that. Alex, I want to ask you about the AFC West. That is something it's one of the only divisions where every single team has a legit storyline that is interesting. Even if we all agree that the Raiders are going to bring up the rear, they still have very, very intriguing things. Let's not forget, Pete Carroll is their coach. Ashton Genty in the preseason game against the 49ers, I thought he looked really, really great. So, and they have the best tight end prospect in the last 20 years. He broke every record you could break. Their defense will be improved because of a one Pete Carroll. That's just the worst team in the division I was just spent 2 minutes talking about, let alone Bo Nix and those guys, and half of my 49ers on the defensive end, by the way. And then you got the Chargers and by the way, the Chiefs, they're still out there. So Alex, talk to me. What are your thoughts on the AFC West?
I think it's going to be the Chiefs that are going to hold it down. The Chargers, there's going to be a lot of people who could say that the Chargers are going to win the division. Like, they're not. They just always find a way to screw it up. And I know
we've talked about that on the show. Yes.
Yeah. No, and look at what happened after I said that. Like, their left tackle or whatever, goes out for the year. And so I'm just saying, it's been happening forever. It's not going to change, all of a sudden. So I'm still going to say they're going to get second, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos Denver? Actually. I think the Broncos are going to overtake them.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot is on the defense. Chargers defense is all right, but Broncos defense is going to be elite. And if their offense takes a little bit of step up from last year, I don't see too much of a difference between their offenses, the Chargers and the Broncos, with with how high powered they could be. But the defense, I think, is going to be the deciding factor with them. And I think that the Raiders, maybe they get to I'm going to say they get to 7 or 8 wins. It's still going to be tough to get there, but they're going to be better than all the teams that are in the race for the playoffs in the NFC. I feel at least record wise.
Right. The AFC West, I'm telling you, that's where I wanted to jump there right away, pretty much, because that whole division truly is intriguing. Marisa, did you see a lot of, because you are Miss College Football, what did you think of Bo Nix when he was coming out? Did you see this progression, or are you surprised?
Just needed the right development to get him to where he needed to be.
Oh, you mean like Sean Payton, one of the best?
Yeah, I think that's what he needed. I think that he needed a legitimate person to develop him and not be. Bo Nix was really, really great. Was he at Oregon?
Yeah.
I'm completely blanking.
Yeah,
but at Oregon, he had a ton of players around him that were supporting the greatness that was Bo Nix. But we never really saw Bo Nix stand out and shine. He stood out and shine because he was the quarterback, but he had a lot of support throughout that time. So I think that he's finally being developed into the quarterback that we all knew he could be. He was just kind of hidden under all that green and yellow.
So you're saying if he would have went to the Jets, they would have ruined him, which
Oh yeah, for
is
sure.
what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
Let's jump to the Pittsburgh Steelers because they have not had a losing record in the time that why do I always I want to say Omar Epps because that's the actor who looks
Oh,
like
like
the
you're talking
coach.
about Mike Tomlin?
Yes, Omar Epps looks like Mike Tomlin. So like in
Yeah.
the biopic, like tell me I'm wrong. Like you already know this.
You're
Like
not wrong.
so all right. So did you know that, Marissa, that he's never had a losing season
I did know
ever?
that.
Okay, is this the year it changes? Aaron
Oh my
Rodgers,
god. I
DK.
just don't know. I mean, here's my thing. Aaron Rodgers is such a freaking wild card, right? He comes and I don't know where he is in his headspace right now. He's got this secret wife. He's like in the woods doing mushrooms. Like
He's in a cave.
he also has this like air about him where he fights with the coach. He fought with the coach in New York, fought with the coach in Green Bay. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what their relationship is going to be like and if we're going to see any issues at home spill out on the field. But again, with Mike Tomlin being like the winningest coach that he is, I think that he can kind of, I don't know, whip Aaron into shape enough to where they look like they're going to do something this season.
So
It's really going to depend on their relationship.
winning record then? Is that your take? At the end of the day.
Wild card, maybe.
Okay, Alex, what do you think? The Aaron Rodgers project.
Of course they're going to. You remember a guy named Duck Hodges, Mason Rudolph? Like he won. They went up 500 with guys like that. So I'm gonna say as long as their defense is still, going the same type of scheme, and I'm sure they are, that they're going to be in enough games to be able to get over the hump of 9 wins.
They're gonna find a way. Like Jurassic Park. They find a way. Reminder to follow Alex, and no one else is needed for all things fantasy football. And follow Marissa and Rachel, Sports Uncorked. Follow us on social media, Sports Edit Nation. We're talking NFL. We're ready for the season. I want to ask you guys about my 49ers and not just being a homer. I want to know what you guys genuinely think because for the last 5 years, they were the hunted. And now they're off your radar. And I'm okay with that as a 49ers fan. I'm completely okay. It has been well documented that the New York Giants have the hardest schedule, but the easiest schedule. I don't know how we pulled this off, but we did. We have the easiest schedule by the numbers in the entire NFL. So I'm curious, Brock Purdy coming back and Brandon Ayuk when he's healthy. They'll have still a lot of weapons if McCaffrey is healthy. We got our defensive coordinator back in Robert Saleh. No one is more happier than Fred Warner, who is the best linebacker in football, and I will fight anyone. I'll punch them in the face. Because that is absolutely true. But Marissa, am I just like being a homer talking about my team, or do you think the 49ers make the playoffs? Like, where do you see them?
I think they'd be. I think, again, the 49ers are one of those teams where they're very, very dependent on a couple players. Christian McCaffrey's health is going to be a huge
I knew you were
factor
going to
in
freaking
that.
say that.
Like,
I knew you were going to say that.
every time I think of Christian McCaffrey, I hate to say it, but I think of like one of those turkey legs at a fair because his legs have just been through it. And if he can be healthy enough to make it through this season, then yes, the 49ers have a chance.
So if they're healthy, they'll make the playoffs. If they're not healthy, it'll be like last year, like 6 wins. Is what you're saying, right? Okay,
Give or take
Alex.
one.
Yeah. Alex, do you concur or do you have a different pick there?
No, I think that they're going to sneak in as one of the wild cards. I mean, I think that the division's kind of so bad right now. I mean, it's came a long way from being like one of the best divisions in football. It's not necessarily that anymore. So they might even contend for the division when it's all said and done. But health is going to be the thing because that's what's really screwed over the 49ers. Their defense is probably the worst that it's been in a lot of years as well.
Yeah. I want to talk Two more things. I want to talk NFC North, and I want to talk the Bermuda Triangle of Buffalo, Kansas City, and Baltimore being the royalty of the NFL. So let's start. Let's get to the NFC North because that is also intriguing. All four teams. So just like it's not as intriguing as the AFC West, but let's start in Chicago because you have the offense whisperer, the quarterback whisperer, whatever you want to call Ben Johnson. And Caleb Williams is not a scrub. He's the number one overall pick. Whether he paints his nails or his toenails or whatever, he is a number one overall pick. He did show flashes that, okay, wow, this guy can make some plays. The one preseason game, I know it was preseason a few weeks ago, but he did look good in that offense. The defense is going to improve to be back to the Chicago Bears. It's going to happen sooner or later. Detroit lost everyone. I'm talking all of their coordinators, their starting linemen, a couple DBs, like true glue people that you need. They lost them all, but they still are going to be breaking kneecaps with Dan Campbell. Then you got Micah Parsons and the youngest roster in the NFL. Green Bay has some mojo. Then you have unproven because he never had to throw the ball because Michigan just ran the ball, Jim Harbaugh offense. So J.J. McCarthy, he's got a good couple receivers, but it's J.J. McCarthy. What are we doing? But they have an excellent defensive coordinator. Now, that was a mouthful. Marisa, I saw you nodding your head like every other point that I was making. So what's your take? Who do you see standing at the top of the NFC North?
Oof.
I know, right? Oof. It's hard.
Listen, it's hard. I mean, like, I have a lot of faith. I don't know why, but I've got a sweet spot for Detroit. I think that if Aiden Hutchinson stays healthy, I think that if they can continue to control their game and like and again, like even going to the Packers, like their offense has got like the whole performance
They're
of
young.
their offense is going to
They're
be
young.
like very, very determining of how the season is going to play out.
Yeah.
It really sucks that the preseason was so short because we didn't get to see enough of these players do their thing because some teams did not look great. Buffalo did not look great in the preseason.
Oh,
I
they'll
don't
be
feel like
fine. Get out
I
of
know,
here.
but I don't feel like I saw enough of like Jordan Love. Like, how is he going to do? Is he going to be able to defeat a Lions? Like, I have a lot of questions still.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
There's so many factors right now.
No, I totally get it. That's what makes it fun. Alex, who do you see? Give me, I'm going to hold you to your actual rankings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break it down. I want to know what you think.
What?
NFC
Sorry,
North.
what? We're talking players, or we're
NFC
talking the teams?
Just the teams. NFC North, I want to ask you, how do you see the teams finishing at the end of the year, 1st through 4th? What's your take?
All right. NFC North. Okay. So I'm going to say the Lions. I feel like that's going to be the consensus. I'm
Okay.
going to say the Packers, then Vikings, then Bears. I think the Packers take the step up this year, but I bet it's really close with the Vikings. And yeah, I'm really just not as hyped on JJ. That's what it is. Like
Right.
I'm not drinking the JJ Kool-Aid like everybody is. I mean, he's already being thought of in the fantasy world as a top 10 guy, and it's just never it's you know, but it's because Sam Darnold was, you know, and everyone's like Sam Darnold's like the worst ever. So if like he could do it,
if he could do
why
it,
can't
yeah.
JJ do it? That's the at least mindset of what I feel.
I love that Sam Darnold, by the way, gives Brock Purdy a lot of credit for learning a lot about how to be a very good quarterback. And as luck would have it, the 49ers opened the season at Seattle and that quarterback Sam Darnold. Okay, so this is what we've been waiting for. I want to talk through Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo. They have done nothing to make us think that it will not be them at the top again. And I'm curious, like, what has changed enough in either of those three teams where it's like, oh, I can make a decisive, like Alex seemed to think that the Chiefs are going to come out of the AFC West, but I'm curious, Alex, in that dynamic of those out of those three teams to make it, and now and I'll go with this. I'll simply say, out of those three teams, your Super Bowl pick is and why. So, Alex, Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, who is making the Super Bowl and why out of those three? And do you concur that it is those three?
Yeah, it's going to be the Chiefs.
Wow.
Because now they have the chip on their shoulder. They're the best coach team out there. They have the best quarterback on the best deal out of all those teams that we just said, so they're able to get more things in other places.
Which is crazy.
And now you have Travis Kelce, who has something to, extra prove at this point. Like now, like just for the business of, Taylor Kelce or, Travis Swift or whatever we're going to call him. Like that now, like Travis business Swift. At hand, he wants to go out as a Super Bowl champ. And he showed up 20 pounds lighter to camp, so if nothing else, she's whipping him into shape to get him motivated to lose a couple pounds, to get back to maybe his closer to 30 than, 35, playing shape.
Need Travis Kelce heavy. We don't need him light. Golly. We need him heavy. We need him heavy. We need him fast. We need him strong. We don't need him skinny and up on pumpkin spice lattes. God, like I've got so many feelings about this, but you're right. It's a business decision at the end of the day. If they don't go to the Super Bowl, no one's going to watch. But if they do go to the Super Bowl, guess what? They just increase their viewership tenfold because everyone's going to be looking for Taylor. They're not going to not have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Also, she's probably going to do the halftime show. So they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
Go out with a bang. So besides that, Marisa, are you still saying Kansas City in general are still good enough for Josh Allen or Lamar not to overtake them then?
I guess here's my thing. What I saw last year was a lot of cheating. The Chiefs are good. I'm not ever going to say that the Chiefs are not good. Patrick Mahomes is probably one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen. He's got a whole squad around him. Kansas City is impressive. My question is, are the refs going to be fair, especially after some of the nonsense that I saw cough when they played Baltimore Ravens? Like, are they going to be giving some fair calls? So while I say in a perfect world, I would love to say that it's going to be like, I don't know, like a Baltimore Ravens, Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl. It won't. But are they good enough? Yes. But I feel like in some instances, Buffalo and Baltimore are better than Kansas City.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. It's way too hard to say, even though I'm trying to pin you guys down and say, I'm admitting I'm not gonna. So, haha, that's my show. But I'll say this. I just want to see. I just want to watch. I love it. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see all of these stories unfold. And I'm excited to see what X Factor comes about that we had no idea. Are the Saints going to turn around and win like 6 games this year out of nowhere? Like, because they're not projected to win a single one, I wouldn't think. So, like, what's going to happen? Is Cincinnati going to be actually way better than we thought? Is the defense going to find a way to make a stop? Are they going to go way worse than we thought? Like, all these things, that's what I'm excited for. So we have, remember, Dallas plays at Philly. That is tomorrow. And then the Chiefs play against the Chargers. It's not, I was going to say the Chiefs play at the Chargers. They don't play at the Chargers. They play on YouTube in Sao Paulo. So that game is on YouTube. So remember that. We are excited. Remember to follow Alex and only Alex. He covers all your needs for all things fantasy football. And Marisa and, of course, Rachel, they come together and form a Sports Uncorked. There you will see Marisa spill wine all over herself, and it is very funny. Remember, new episodes of Sports Idiot Nation come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Friday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
you would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.